What do you have to drink? How do you get into the hotel?
Should I take any or you?
So you didn't hear what I said? You didn't hear what I said? Oh, you're doing this? This is you? I'm gonna find it. I already have it on the show. It's on my site.
I don't introduce myself. You bring somebody like you can't have anybody less than 10%. You can't have anybody less than 5%. Well, like a temporary placeholder. Temporary CTO. Fractional CTO. That's exactly right. But now okay, I'll look forward to that.
Nice to meet you. I never come, but I think. When he went to pick me up on my job, he brought me. My name is Sisi.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Dojo Lighting Talks. Friday, June 9th. Yes. All right, let's go ahead and get these slides going. All right, welcome to Hacker Dojo. If you are a guest for the first time here, make sure you guys sign in. There's a little tablet there. You guys can sign in, put your name there, your information, and get yourself a little name badge. By the way, I am Blockchain John. I will be your host for this evening. Okay, so I just want to, get a vibe of the audience here. Are you a hacker? Raise your hand. Got a couple of hackers? Awesome. What do you have?
AI.
AI? Okay, good. How about developers? Do we have any developers here? Okay. All right, good. Handful. What about entrepreneurs? All right, okay, good. Hobbyists? You guys hobbyists? Any hobbyists? No hobbyists. Really? No hobbyists. Okay, thank you. Okay, how about unicorns? Do we have any unicorns in the house? There you go, thank you. All right, cool. We got a unicorn in the house, thank you. All right, so Hacker Dojo is a nonprofit. The Hacker Dojo is a community of engineers, artists, scientists, activists, entrepreneurs, and other creative people centered around a co-working and social facility. All right, we are a nonprofit, and without the support of our members, the Hacker Dojo wouldn't exist. So we do have regular monthly memberships for about $150 a month. You guys can sign up at hackerdojo.org. Volunteers needed, and this is where I'm going to go ahead and ask Tiana, what kind of volunteers do we need?
We need an OBS operator, a video editor, a barbecue master, a laser instructor, and for the Hackers Block Party, which is later July 9th, date is still tentative, but we need some volunteers for check-in tables and beverage station. So lots to help needed. So let me know if you could have the time to, yes, huh? You awesome. We got one volunteer.
Yeah. All right.
Anyone else there? Please let me know. Oh, over there. Oh, hi.
More volunteers.
Two
Beautiful.
volunteers. Awesome.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, donations and suggestions. There is a QR code here for Venmo. You guys want to scan that? For you guys watching on YouTube, all right, go ahead and scan that. All right, for Hacker Dojo, nonprofit. Thank you. All right, there's a tip jar in the back. You guys can tip there. And there is a donations list. You guys will see a donations list that's on the desk in the front. There's a lot of items on that list that Hacker Dojo is requesting. If you guys have it and you guys aren't doing anything with it, it'd be really great to have it donated at Hacker Dojo. But there was a suggestion board. Well, it's invisible right now, but it was on the wall back there. Suggestion board with a lot of ideas from the community, the members, our guests, to make Hacker Dojo better. So if you have an idea to make it better, as of the time being, I think contact Tiana or reach out on Discord. Oh, upcoming events. If you guys don't know, there is a meetup page with Hacker Dojo. All the information is there. I just went ahead and just copied and pasted here. Saturday, we do have Hardware Hacking 101 and Lightning Talks. Sunday, we have free computer tech support. There's a lot of, there's some people that have some computer issues, and if you do, you guys can come over to Hacker Dojo and have some professionals look at it. For free, yes. Monday, Alpha AI Seeking a co-founder. Monday, Build a Bot. That is by Robot Robert. If you guys don't know what Build a Bot is, they are building a robot, an artificial intelligence robot. So it's voice command too. You need to tell your dog like Cujo, and Cujo will go. Cujo eat. Yeah, check it out. It's really cool. There's a lot of people there. All right, Tuesday, Python 101. Python is actually one of the most popular classes I think is going on right now. Yes. Especially on Discord, there's a ton of people on there. It's, once again, free. Check it out. June, we have on Wednesday, June, AWASP and Pacific Hacker Joint Meetup. Python 101 Meetup, and some more. I couldn't fit it on one slide, so I used 2 slides. And this is just 1 week's work. There's so many events going on. All right, Thursday, Rust Meetup and Alpha AI Seeking co-founder. Friday, Alpha AI Seeking co-founder and Happy Hour, sponsored by Intel. Yeah, all right. And of course, Lightning Talks again on Friday. And Saturday, we have Silicon Valley Programming Club and Programming Time. Yes, all links are there. Meetup, website, YouTube, Twitch, Slack, Discord, and Twitter. And I'm sure there's a bunch more. Check them out there. All right, rule number 1. What is rule number 1? I couldn't hear. What was that? Be excellent to each other. Rule number 1. All right, our speaker's going to come up. They're going to have 5 minutes to talk. Let's get our first speaker up, Dee Ford Sharp. All right. Thank you, guys. Welcome. What do you have? And the adapter is right here. Take that. You get set up there. I slobbered all over the microphone, so I'm going to wipe this down for you. Gotta make sure it's clean. You gonna speak?
I have time.
All right. What do you have? Is it different? It's not. Okay, do you want to speak next and you get set up?
Oh,
Or-
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll go next then.
Okay, let's go ahead and get somebody, the next one.
I'll go get the agenda.
Okay. All right, we're gonna get Balaji up really quick. Balaji, where's Balaji? There he is, Balaji.
Search engine powered by,
Legal love, self-driving,
so files stored on IPFS,
self-driving what, Balaji?
index, and
Self-driving shoes.
they call lane change to provide answers to
There you go.
questions. And
Yeah, well, he had,
this whole
he needs another guy. He's gonna.
And the sample is Wikipedia. Stored on IPFS, the internet necessary files. And it's a small demo for the next stage, which is common crawl, which is all the calls. So, yeah, it's well, Web3, exactly, this it's IPFS is basic foundation, so it's Web3, which is rather than participate by Java Google, so to build
Hello.
for the
Hello.
roles open.
Hello. Yeah, I'm Balaji. Actually, I'm a software engineer working as a consultant for different companies. This is my LinkedIn profile. I look fat, but now I reduce a lot. So, yeah, the last one was Bank of America. I worked with Microsoft and Intel, those companies as a consultant. And this is my email, balaji108yahoo.com. If you want to connect, you can connect. And I run a meetup called Zen for Quantum. I used to run in Hacker Dojo 3-4 years back. I have my own LLC also, a company which does for software training mostly. So I am going to present about self-driving shoes. This is it's not a new idea. It is like we have these kids roller blades and things like that already. But how to make sensor-based self-driving shoes? Can say why Tesla we can't offer, but at least we can go for shoes. So cool, it is comfortable and sporty. And so it has a sensor to analyze different environment. So what is the need of this one is it can be used for different purpose now because of traffic congestion. People have to use the walking space. So I mean, for other different mode of transportation or who are physically challenged people, those can be used. So this can be a modular version where we can fit in any shoes with the base model. So you can see there is a light showing that is basically sensors and which analyze the environment, and bigger wheels in the back and smaller in the front, like it has to be balanced. So what are the other use case we can say? We can make it at home, a vacuum cleaner, or make the kids clean by using this shoes. So there is another way we can think about that. And it can be a shopping cart. Two shoes can be used as a shopping cart by adding a basket on it or food serving tray. So these are some of the ideas which can accommodate as a flexible modular design. It can be an invisible dog, a watchdog also. Maybe you can put your dog inside if it is small. So So we don't need to worry about parking, traffic. So those are one of the convenient. And there are some modular design I was thinking, like a single wheel, like a rotating ball, which can be used as transportation, like shoes movement. So these are some ideas. So it can helpful building the community also. People can join and use this as a playful way. They can play races or play ball or something they can play with, so that it builds community also. And who wants to join the Lego law? That is Tesla for your legs. Are you interested? Thank you.
Thank you, Balaji. Balaji's been here a couple of weeks doing these presentations, and they're so wacky, they're so bizarre, but they're so cool. I love them. All right, do we have any questions? It's too far out? Self-driving shoes? All right. Oh, you have one question over here, Balaji.
Hey Balaji, are you manufacturing the shoes?
Right over here, Balaji.
Are you manufacturing the shoes, and what will be the weight of the shoes?
Good question. Still it is in prototype. I'm planning to print it 3D model prototype, but I am not sure how it will weigh. It's still initial state.
What about the expected price?
Expected price will be around 400.
Yes, thank you for your presentation. Very interesting. As far as adding to community, have you considered adding skate parks to bench? Because I know that my son skates, and so he goes to the skate park for the friends, and if he has a new toy, then he'd totally be all over it.
Oh yeah, that can be other option to build the community in a kids section. Yeah, but it has to be legalized because it's a lot of restrictions there. So we have to see it has to be tested for security things. Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah, we can do.
All right, thank you, Balaji. Thank you, thank you. Really good presentation. All right, is Dee ready? Yeah. Where's it? Oh, there it is. All right.
Hopefully it will work this time.
Should be down. Daniel. Yeah, Daniel.
Oh, there seems to be some delay.
All right, Daniel, if you can come on standby. Right over here. Daniel. Oh, you. There, just go down one second.
Oh, okay.
Quite much. Oh, maybe it's because looking at the other side.
Just looking at different screen somewhere.
What do we do?
Does anybody know what to do? Anybody know how to do this?
Oh, yeah, you're on two screens.
Oh, okay.
So just drag it over there.
Yeah, there's the two screens.
You're getting the screen, but just not the right way.
Drag it to their window or turn on mirror.
There
There you go.
Yay! See? Teamwork. Great.
And now I lost my.
Slideshow. Go full screen. That's the one.
Thank you.
Okay.
Actually, I was supposed to be the icebreaker guy. My name is Didi. I have been in software engineering business for nearly 30 years, starting my career. Oops, sorry. So I started my career as a software engineer.
Push it all the way up. The switch.
It's up
it's all right. Works. Again, my name is D.D. Sharma. I have been in the software engineering business for nearly 30 years, initially starting my career as a software engineer, then an engineering leader at different levels. Then I became an entrepreneur for 6-7 years. I started 2 fintech companies. Then I went back into the corporate job. I'm currently working for a data analytics company called Splunk. My interests are data analytics, AI, and literally solving some of the complex problems that we have. Today, actually, I'm currently writing an article on organization design, and I was thinking to be an icebreaker guy here, so I thought I'll set up a couple of slides. So when there is an organization design or reorg, what is the leadership claims? It's supposed to be somewhat satirical. We are employees first company. You might have heard people say that. Every voice is important. We lead from behind. And when we did this reorg, we took input from all concerned people, and we have positioned everyone for success. And this org design is driven by functions, not people. And this will reduce the need of subsequent reorgs. And does that really happen? So with that, leading from behind, this is what the org structure looks like. Does it look like leading from behind? It's top down. So, with any org design or org announcement, the leadership expectation is that people will trust us as leaders, and there will be loyalty to the company, which is seldom true because a lot of these things are driven by people considerations, not function. And I've been part of multiple org designs. So wouldn't it be nice if an org structure was something like this, where it is not top down, but maybe going from left to right? Or even better, something really bottom up. Food for thought. That's all I had.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you. Any questions? We do have a question. All right.
So is this the holacracy? So does it be cool to talk about what the options are for the bottom up, but how is that different from that idea? Because that's the only one I ever heard of.
How is it different from the top down?
No, from the holacracy. I think they did it, I'm not sure, maybe it's Zappos, I want to say, where it was supposed to be like a flat thing. I don't know if it was genuinely bottom up, but at least it was supposed to be flat. It was supposed to be like the most advanced model for organizations that there was beyond what everybody's used to. But
I'm not sure what model Zappos was using, but I do know Tony Hsieh, the founder, had a very non-traditional view of things. But I'm not sure what the model was. Yeah. I mean, of course, if you're thinking bottom up, the idea is how best you can serve with your skill sets, with your experiences and all of that. So I would imagine some flavor of that.
That's great, yeah. Thank you.
Any other question? Right in the back.
You mentioned like loyalty to the company. When one of the big rounds of layoffs was going on a few months ago, we came up with an idea we called layoff democracy. And that's that anyone who's laid off gets to pick someone else in the company who's also laid off. What do you think?
Well, I think, let me share my perspective. What I've seen in this country, I think when something is going good, we get overexcited and we go overboard. And the moment something starts going south, we throw baby with the bathwater. And that's exactly, I think there are a number of companies, I don't want to name, but they are cutting people because not because they need to, they're very profitable, they're earning a lot of money. But they want to take advantage of this situation and perhaps, do some, maybe they don't like certain people and they want to get rid of. So a lot of it is personality driven as opposed to really, work or performance driven. But yeah, I mean, I think there are a lot of things that can be done and learn from it. Yeah, please.
Well, that's a great point today, how to reorganize after the pandemic and all that kind of things. How can we, and that's a challenge I really would like to put in the table, how we can, in the dojo, play with different approaches, like if we have building things and mechanical things or 3D printing, how we can play and design different kind of organizations. Can be done that kind of things in a way that we can learn from different approaches? Because I don't think so that it's just one size fits all. There is a lot of opportunities, and that the thing that you're presenting is fantastic as creating a lab of organizations or something like that. I don't know, I just put the challenge to think a little bit about that.
Yeah, great point. And I think it's not this picture that counts, it's the mindset. Picture is just a way of communicating it. There is a lot. The surveying from behind is not an easy thing. You have to work extremely hard. You always have to think about people around you, how you can help them succeed. I can share this was an experiment I ran some time back. And the attrition rate in my area was under 5% compared to the rest of the company, which was over 20%. So it does work, it does help. It's just a different mindset.
Beautiful, thank you, Didi. I think you actually accomplished your job. What you came up to do was to be the icebreaker. That was great, because you got a lot of people. Now they're awake, everybody's awake, thank you. Can we get some applause? Thank you. All right, we have Daniel coming up, talk about not just AI, actually, really quick, let me fill the room. Who knows what AI is? Anybody play with like ChatGPT? Well, okay, what about AGI? Does anybody know what AGI is? Oh, I think you're about to teach them something, Dan. What
Really?
do you think? Yeah, you got a couple of hands. Okay, this is gonna be awesome. If you guys weren't here last week, this is gonna be a treat. Daniel, go ahead, give us a little bit about your background here. Thank you.
So, I guess we'll use this one. So yes, I was here last week. I'm Daniel Olsher, founder of Integral Mind. We created the first AGI, general AI, proved it out extensively in the US government. I'll talk a little bit about some of the work that we did for them today. The reason that I'm here is sort of multifold. One, we had a request to show sort of one of the outputs of the AI, so I'm gonna do that. Also, we're setting up the enterprise pipeline, so there's a bit of new marketing stuff that we have that might be interesting. And then, one of the key focus areas for us is entrepreneurship. It seems that, all the social disruptions that we see today, we can't wait for the government, we can't wait for this or wait for that. So the most empowering thing that I know of is to enable anybody to become an entrepreneur if they want to, and to overcome a lot of the barriers that sort of arrive with that. So that's a perfect application of the AGI, so I'm gonna talk about that particular product offering today. So the purpose of this thing is everything I'm talking to you about now is done, ready, we can do it now, no science fiction, no R&D. If I don't mention that, people will say, oh, well, this is an idea that you have or something you aspire to do. And I just want to make clear that, nope, we're good to go right now. So AGI does a lot of things, but one of the key things that it does is it simulates the world. So the essence of intelligence is simulation. Any decision that you make, anything where you think about the future, you're imagining what some future might look like if something happens, if something doesn't happen. That's what you're using to drive your decision making. So our AGI is able to do that, and then to use that to make predictions about the most reasonable future, It can explain and understand. So GPT, LLMs can't do any of that. There's no real intelligence per se in the LLM or a GPT. All it's doing is taking words that other intelligent people built and sticking them together. So we're delivering sort of on the intelligent part of AI. So you've got your AGI brain, right? Then you've got these knowledge bases. So if you want the AGI to do something medical, you give it medical knowledge. If you want it to know about cars, you give it knowledge about cars. So we take the brain and we put knowledge about customers, markets, products, psychology, which is what I'm going to show today, best practices in business and compliance. So when you're using the AI to make your decisions or to run your business in some way, all of the best knowledge that's out there is being applied in real time to your specific case, not a generic case, but your specific case. And then you have applications. So we've got decision-making, business optimization, this cognitive assistant, which is kind of like a tool that follows you around in your everyday life and helps you out. Then you've got the health applications, the watcher, which watches out for news and events that may be of interest to you personally. Then we've got the bespoke applications, which is sort of all the things that don't fit into the other categories, because with the general AI, you can generally solve any problem that you want to. That's what makes it general. Then you've got marketing generator. This try a consultant out, I think is very cool. When you meet someone who's a consultant, you don't know how useful they'll really be to your business because you can't really tell. So you're taking a lot of risk. But you could have the consultant put their knowledge in the computer, which sort of becomes like a virtual copy of them, and then you can try out that consultant's knowledge in a safe way for both parties, which could get you a better consultant and get them more business. So I think that that's kind of cool. And then this connection tool is connecting people with each other in an intelligent way. So let me talk about this tool right here, the entrepreneurship execution. So it's a one-stop shop for all the hard parts of business. So the vision is that everybody should be able to succeed in business, regardless of how rich you are, where you come from, whatever it may be. So this AGI business support platform solves most any business problem that you have, and it gives you this full consciousness. And this consciousness is awareness, seeing, understanding the big picture that you're operating in. This is probably the most important thing that you can have when you're trying to make a decision. So you see everything, you understand what's going on, and you know what to do about it. And so you're able to execute as well as humanly or AGI-ly possible every time, and to know that you're doing the right thing, and understand what's going on, what to do about it, and why. So how are you able to solve business problems with an AGI? So there's obviously a lot here. I'm just going to give a very quick overview. But it turns out that any business problem, any decision, anything that you want to do is in some way understanding, stimulating, recommending, automating, optimizing, or connecting with some other person. Doesn't matter what the problem is, they'll all break down in this way, and the AI can do all of those things. So if you want to do sales, that's understanding your customer and how they think, simulating the buying process, recommending marketing concepts, and connecting with those customers, and so on and so on. So I have some other examples. And in the spectrum of analytics, right now, maybe the best we can do is we can talk about what happened. You know, we can look in our data lake and say, well, X, Y, Z is what happened. But you can't really get to any of these things with traditional AI. Maybe like the first half of this thing, but everything else is off limits to you. But with us, we're bringing in the entire picture here. So you have what will happen, and then what should I do about it? So we're kind of filling in the rest of the analytics puzzle, if you will. So just very quickly, when you as a user log into your account and you want to solve a business problem, the first thing you do is you sort of pick from one of these options. Now, the system can do many things beyond this, but we like to and I see that I'm short on time here very much. But so connect with customers, decide what to sell, who to be, and so on. So let's imagine that you clicked on marketing. You want to learn about marketing. So the example here. So this is something that we did for the State Department, and they wanted to convince people in Africa to support gay rights. This was an important sort of priority for them. And so they had a bunch of stuff that was focusing on international law and these sorts of things, and that did not go over well. And so what we did was we put in knowledge about Southern African culture, psychology, and human rights, and we simulated the minds of the people who were receiving this message. And they were getting stuck on, you know, it felt a lot to them like colonialism, and their religion wasn't respected. And, you know, there was trauma being caused. And so all of these red concepts were not the concepts that the government hoped to, you know, to be pushing. And where they need to go is actually to go through religion, which is a counterintuitive idea if you're in Washington, but if you're living in Africa, in those particular places, that's sort of the message stream that you need to be on if you want to be heard. And so on that better stream, all these green things, this is a picture of somebody who's much more open and receptive. And so sometimes the computer might display word clouds. That's one way that it can do things. Otherwise, it can also give you an explanation by telling a story. So this story is being built from the perspective of them, and then these are concepts that we have from another database, which are things that you should and should not include in your approach. So I have other stuff, but I'm way out of time. So
All right, thank
yeah.
you. That was great.
Okay, one last thing. So we have a program. We want you to profit from our work. So we want you to build new services. We want you to bring projects to us. We would love to share the revenue, contribute knowledge here, and we'll pay you every time it's used.
All right.
And
Where
you
do
can
they
improve
reach
your
out?
consultant skills. Thank you.
Where do they reach out to you?
Oh, so this would be intmind.com.
Perfect. All right, questions?
Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. Next we have Alex. And if we can get Jorge knows, he's been doing this long enough.
Drag to the right. You're that.
Yeah.
You're on dual monitor.
Just drag the screen over.
Yeah, that's right.
And then before you get started, just give us a little introduction, Alex. Oh, perfect.
Yeah. Hey everyone, my name is Alex, and I'm founder of the Alpha AI at Alpha AI, and I will be happy if somebody will join as a technical co-founder. And today I'm gonna discuss the topic. Will be about how to find a technical co-founder. Once again, if you are ready to join to our startup, feel free to reach out me after this event or find me in LinkedIn. Very simple, Alex Z-A-N, and you will find me. So let's get started. How to find a co-founder? We are in a very good place, and actually, Pocket Dojo is not only a co-working space, it's just a community. And the easiest way to find a technical co-founder is to be here. And there are several options. Option number one, you can join as a member. and then just meet with the members through the Discord, the other channels, and to find the person who will help you build website, mobile application, whatever which you want to do. Another thing, every day Dojo support the events, and people from Bay Area join these events, and you can meet with your future co-founder here on the events. This is first option. Option number 2. Probably you know, probably not. Y Combinator provide option to learn the stuff online, startup school, and inside of this online school you have co-founder matching database. This is a huge database of the people who want to start or maybe join to the startups, and yeah, the limitation to for matching, co-founder matching in this platform, 25 people per week. Frankly speaking, it's very low, but you able to check the file and save the profile to your, probably they will reach out. Additional option on Y Combinator, you can submit your profile application, and other people over the world, not only from the Bay Area, will able to see you. If you have questions, just interrupt me and I will be happy to answer for them on the fly. Yeah. Next option. Who has ideas? What will be the next option? No? You're so silent. You don't need a co-founder. Okay. Thank you.
Talk to you.
What about LinkedIn?
Yeah. What about LinkedIn? And the first thing which I did when I tried to find the co-founder, I reached out my personal connections. I have more than 6,000 connections on LinkedIn, and additional questions how to do this. In short, you can use automation tools. They will help you reach out guys, but keep in mind there is a limitation from LinkedIn, and it's about how many messages you can send and what kind of message. You should pretend to be a human, not as a robot. I was blocked by LinkedIn several times, but I found the workaround solution. If you will be interested, just we have a private conversation. I will talk to you what to do. And any other options, Daniel? What will be next options rather than LinkedIn?
Going to hackathon.
No, this will be LinkedIn as well. The next option, and I want to highlight it as a separate option, use the LinkedIn groups. This is a separate channel how you can reach out to people. In my case, I found a group of the Y Combinator alumni, and this is how I reach out people who applied to the Y Combinator school, and you will be able to do it very fast. There is a limitation, but it's about 150 messages per day. I do believe for the manual work, this will be more than enough to make you to get you busy. Yeah, and I sent more than 1,000 messages to these people. They all over the world, and you can find other groups which will be aligned with your startup or with your goal of your company. Maybe you will find mobile developers, engineers, or maybe chemical engineers. Just open mind and feel free to things. Next option, and this is option very attractive to me right now, and this option I found with a collaboration with other founders, and this just joined to the hackathons. On hackathons, you can see how the people work, what they do, and what is their performance in terms of, for example, development or designer skills, whatever. Hackathons is a very good place. And yeah, once again, I'm founder of the Alpha AI, and I'm looking for the technical co-founder, and start from the next Monday from 2 to 4 p.m. Here in Dojo. I will be happy to talk with potential co-founder to join to our startup. Thank you.
Awesome, Alex, thank you. Yeah, I mentioned earlier at the opening that pretty much every single day for this entire week coming up, Alex will be pretty much having a meeting. Was it 2 p.m.? Pretty much 2 p.m. every day, right?
Yeah.
All right, so if you guys want to talk more about that, definitely meet up with them.
Questions, ideas, suggestions,
Well, I
how
just
to
wanted
improve
to
this
know
process.
what it is. What is this?
What's up,
Yeah, what is it?
Oh, Alpha AI, we are in early stage startup, and we just right now looking for the best idea. Just for the context, we validated 2 ideas. One is the illustration for the books with help of AI. Just for the context, people don't interested about this. And the second one is cybersecurity for the homekeepers. And the third one, this is parent coaching. This is idea which we're working right now, and it seems very interesting. But just for the context, I would happy to research or work together with new idea which a founder will bring. I don't want to push only one idea. Yeah.
Question.
So actually not a question. We actually have a hackathon coming up. It will be announced very shortly in Gen AI. So should be it's
23rd of June, right? Yeah,
yes,
I found it.
Announce it. Yeah, it's coming.
All right. Any more questions for Alex? If not, you guys can meet up with them pretty much every single day. You'll be here every single day. All right, next we have Courtney. Yes, good morning. Thank you. All right. Keep learning how to chat with ChatGPT.
Well, I am Jorge Zavala. I am member of the Hacker Dojo for about a year now, and I am happy that is my 13th presentation of Lightning Talks that I am doing that. I love really to take the challenge how to condensate in 5 minutes an idea. And I am from Mexico, and I am pushing how we can do Hacker Dojo and more international kind of things. We bring a lot of people every month. We are bringing people from all Latin America and other places to have a lot of chats about that. And today, I really like the presentation for Daniel. We have been talking about ChatGPT a huge, and I surprised when was asked how many people are using ChatGPT, and there is not too many people. And yesterday we have an event, and we invite you. Every other Thursday we have an event that is called Implementing Innovation Ideas. And yesterday we did a very interesting exercise in how to use how to describe a problem in a way that we can share it, and that could be very helpful for people like Alex that say, okay, what is the problem you want to solve? You ask it for that. You talk about the entrepreneurs doing different things, and that is the kind of things that we are looking how we generate. And here, one of the things that I am trying to do that is how to go into the very, very simple way of using ChatGPT and use it in a way that we can use it every day. I am using here Notion. Notion is a note-taking. Who knows what is Notion? Well, not too many people. Once again, we need to do a lot of seminars and talks about all these tools. Notion is a note-taking tool that allows me to create things and organize it very easy, and has several features that I love it. First of all this information that I am showing you, at the very end, I'm going to show you a QR, and you can take a picture, and you get a copy of that. You get a copy, you can use it, and everything that I explained, that is something that we try to focus in the meeting yesterday, is you go to an event, and that's fantastic, and say, what is the name of this guy? What is the name of the company? And you start looking for the details, information, and all these things are lost. And today, in the world that we're living that is generating a lot of things, is important. Here, I am taking a course about how to build newsletters. And I say, okay, I like to write. I do a newspaper column in Mexico every week. I have 6 years doing that every week. And I found that my level of communication is very bad. And I am taking this course to improve that. But one of the things is I am taking that and say, okay, how I can do and generate some kind of examples first and all, what is the scenario? I try to describe it that, and everything, I am focusing on being a solopreneur, and what happens when you're a solopreneur? Sometimes you don't have anybody to talk about. Well, ChatGPT is a perfect friend to be talking with him. And that is everything here. I say, okay, what is the value of a company? Creating a value company, and I start asking things, and that generates me some materials in a way that I can create some information. And I say, okay, I would like to create, Andres is reaching the retirement age. I have a conversation with a guy that is a financial advisor and say how I help people to plan the financial retirement. He has a company, and say, okay, how I can write about that, and it's amazing. How many times you write something and say, I forget to say these things after you publish, or you have a communication and you start to exercise things and you miss the critical point. ChatGPT, help me, give me some ideas, and here, for instance, I say, okay, I am reaching the retirement age. What are the points I need to be working? What are the activities that need to be executed? And one of the points that I saw is, these are my questions, and I start to work that every prompt that I was reading, I copy on top. In a way that if you want to play with ChatGPT and learn how I did these things, a lot of people say the prompt engineer is something that we need to learn now. The point is, we need to learn how to ask things. Because this uses a natural language and is nothing special. And for instance, I worked in this idea that how to structure an induction session to prepare Luis to sell his company. And I start doing the same things. Here are all the prompts that are answered here on my document. But one of the things say, okay, what are going to be the reaction of the people when he announced that he wants to sell his company? And how you prepare yourself to do that? How you emulate that? People say, okay, read some business cases, get the Harvard business case. But why I don't ask to ChatGPT, and he gave me 10 answers that the employers can be generating to me. And that is an example how we can use ChatGPT in a very simple way. And in the meantime, that we are going to have some questions, let me share to you is, you say, contact me, that is very bad, no? Why you don't tell us in an easy way? Okay, well, why don't I give you access to the full document and you have my information?
Nice. Thank you, Jorge. Woo! That's how you do it right there. All right. Any questions for Jorge?
Questions? Questions, suggestions, we are open, and we have these seminars that is ideation, how to implement innovation and ideas every other Thursday. You are welcome, and we try to invite you to take that kind of things.
All right, scan the QR code, great. All right, with that said, thank you, Jorge.
Yep.
Next, we have
a
question.
I mean, kind of like a comment, but to me, I relate a lot to the fact of using ChatGPT to discuss like a business situation. Where like I would prompt them to say, hey, I'm gonna have a sales call with someone, and these are their priorities, and and he will give me feedback into what are the blind spots that I need to make sure I cover. So it makes a lot of sense. But I wanted to ask you specifically, have you used this to, have you had conversations with ChatGPT about entrepreneurship workshops yourself?
Yep. Yeah. I am using that for creating for entrepreneur workshops, how I do a market research, how I can approach social media, and you start generating questions. And the very first thing that I found is help me to get more questions, because when they say it's not, ChatGPT is like a politician, never give you the complete and the right answer. But give you a lot of things to be thinking about that.
Yeah. No, that's good.
All right, well, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Jonathan, we talked about CD and vinyls on Spotify startup.
Yeah, it's based on Spotify API.
That's interesting. All right, let's get a little background about you, Jonathan.
Okay, so hi everyone. My name is Jonathan, and I am well by trade I am an electrical engineer, and I am going into an exploration phase with more business side of things. But let's backtrack, and I wanted to introduce myself as more of a, without any of the bells and whistles, as a human being, because my background is my parents and the generation before me are from Southeast Asia, and it's it was a very contentious time when they were growing up, and so they are considered immigrants. So I am a second generation here, and we had a decent upbringing as between myself and my younger brother, and we had a lot of good influence from an uncle that was more business mindset rather than more of a blue collar type of background, or doing what would be more menial work. So my father made a wise decision to purchase me a saxophone when I was 9 years old. So I am considered a lifelong musician, and when I made so many friends and acquaintances and good connections growing up as a musician. And I like to think of myself as I think in a way music saved my life in general terms. And when it came time to decide on a field of study in college, I reasoned with myself that it didn't make too much sense to become a musician as a second generation immigrant, child of immigrants, because it was the chances of success in that department was not as likely as other trades. So I decided to study engineering, particularly electronics, which has still so much to do with music, because you go to a Guitar Center, you go to Best Buy, think about the devices, the electronic devices that you can listen to music on, iPod, Sony Walkman, et cetera, et cetera. There's constantly evolving technologies in that department, and we need technology to be able to record those music in general.
All right. So now, Jonathan, what do we have with Shangri-La?
Yeah. So let me introduce once again, because last week I did not prepare myself with slides. I have slides here of so Shangri-La was an idea because I thought about what would it be like to live in paradise, listening to your favorite vinyls, because the problem statement is this music industry at this moment is predominantly streaming services. You think of streaming services such as Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and when we listen to music through those streaming platforms, you're listening to an MP3 format or a WAV format, which is either highly compressed or it is a lossy file, in which we use technologies called analog to digital converters to sample a waveform up to 44.1 kilohertz or 16-bit and 16-bit. And so there's information that's lost in between. And to backtrack back to the time of vinyls, vinyls don't necessarily have to use analog to digital converters. it's a polyvinyl chloride, PVC, and you take the needle and then you engrain the sound file, the sound waveforms onto the lacquer, and so it's a more accurate representation of the audio format, the audio file. And so, I was thinking at first I wanted to work with local music stores such as Rasputin Music here in Campbell, in Berkeley there's Amoeba Music, and I was thinking about working with a Raspberry Pi to do web streaming. And so I did some digging in that area and found that I spoke to the store managers there, and the store manager said, we don't have a live, we don't have a real-time data of the number of CDs or vinyl that we have on hand. So then I figured, oh shoot, okay, so then maybe we can't do this in taking this avenue. However, on more investigation, more research, I found that Walmart and Target stores do have real-time data about which vinyls and which CDs and stock they have on hand. And so both Walmart and Target have APIs. Target has it's a secret API, they like to call it. It's not as well known. It's called Red Circle. And so I'm working with some Python code right now to be able to, so you can search up your zip code. For example, I live in 95035, and then you can type in the TCIN number, which is a serial number for a particular artist, a featured artist, or a whoever you may think of. Just take for example Selena Gomez. You can think of U2 and Journey, the band Journey, any of your favorite artists, and the idea is to take the data from Spotify, your music listening preferences, because every time you listen to a song on that platform, it does log into a JSON file, which you listen to, and to be able to take that data and then to send it to a physical store that would like to understand what data, not just your data, your listening preferences, because there's so much that is said about everything that you read, everything that every musician that you listen to is who you are. And we identify strongly with the artists that we listen to, music that we listen to, classical music, jazz music, pop music, etc. And so, the issue here is, looking at some of the statistics, because of the streaming services, there's been a 22.2% decrease in revenue from downloads. And some other statistics over here, streaming music grew from 26% to 5.9 billion in the first half of 2021. And right now, what I do understand is how to work with the Spotify API. I have not worked with Pandora or Apple Music or Tidal, SoundCloud, etc. So it's strictly Spotify right now. And going into CDs and MP3s, as was stated before, vinyl is an analog form, which is not a precursor, it's an aftercursor of the gramophone and the phonograph, which wax cylinders used to be recorded onto. Vinyls are a niche market. We still have technology that vinyl players are still widely sold. It's kind of a cool party trick to bring.
Jonathan, can I interrupt real quick?
Yeah.
Because we're kind of short on time. Sure. But what are you trying to pitch here? Because I know you're trying to work on something,
Yes.
but I'm not feeling that it's coming through.
So I'm looking for a technical co-founder. I'm looking for a software engineer to work with, as well as seeking funding. To pull data Spotify for you know, for like a trial, you know, precursor to release of an actual program.
Okay, thank you. We have questions.
Did I get right that your idea is pretty simple? You grab information from Spotify, from Target, and then you understand what's the demand on the particular artist or song, and then you just want to sell this information to...
Yeah, to sell the information to Walmart and Target. However, the idea is also to take the Spotify data. So you listen to the music on Spotify, and the idea is to mail home through a subscription service your favorite 3 vinyls up to 5 vinyls or CDs, compact discs every month as a subscription service.
There you go.
Do this collaboration.
Yeah, the question is, if you will succeed, for example, with Spotify or with Target API, do you think that Spotify will restrict this information to you and will sell this from on their own? What do you think?
Yeah, well, I think that the idea is already out there. I wouldn't be surprised if they, you know, went and with that idea themselves. Although I like the IP behind it, you know. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised because they would move much faster, much more quickly than I can as a one-man team.
So one more question, Jonathan.
Yeah.
When you get this data off of Spotify, is that on digital format?
Yes, when we listen to Spotify, depending on if you are listening to.
Well, I meant when you pull down these APIs that you're gonna get files of some kind, and what are you gonna do with them? Are you gonna convert these back to files somehow, or the digital back to?
So when we're working with the API, what the data that we're grabbing is the name of the artist, the Spotify URI. For some reason, it's called URI and not URL. As well as you know, which track you listen to, for how long the duration is. It's all in the JSON file. You're able to download your listening history.
That's just information about the song. You're not getting the song itself. You're gonna get that song and have it on vinyls, and you'll find it on vinyl somewhere. Digital encoded.
It's right. It's not so. I think what happens is when you're on the Spotify app, whether on the web or the app version, when you click on the song title or the album title, it does collect the data regarding that. I don't think it's able to collect the data of the MP3 or the WAV file itself.
Okay.
That would be. I think that SoundHound does something like that.
Okay, well, you're not doing that.
Yeah, this is more of creating a service out of.
That's fine. That's what it is.
Okay.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. All right. Next we have Dulab. Dulab is portable electric charge burner. All right. Have you guys been around and seen one of his talks before? No? Everyone here, this is the first time you're going to see his talk?
No.
Okay. There's a couple people here. Majority of people have not seen your talk. You ready, Dulab? This is like Back to the Future kind of stuff. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Found it.
Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about my name is Gulat, that is Chan. The idea is to create portable electric car charger and provide solution to for electric car owners to charge while they are going to drive. And problem. Now, currently, people spending time. They are spending time 1.5 hours to charge just car and road. Sometimes they need extra power to reach charging station when they are going out of state or they are going to camp or something. Yeah, in cold regions, people need just so they are spending extra power to hit car. So we are working now on device which can provide power and charge their car while they are driving. This is the history of my work. This is first prototype. This is huge heavy device. This is seconds. I'm kindly posting on TikTok sometimes, and this is third prototype. It's a propulsion motor. Yes, I'm currently researching not also to charge a car, but some kind of solution to provide just anti-gravity effect. And yes, now I'm going to show video. One second. No, it's small.
The green button? Yeah.
Green?
Left corner of it.
Left corner.
Ah, yeah.
Can you comment this? What's going on?
Ah, yeah. Currently, I went to charging station to test device which currently I have, and we connected his adapter, and I just tried to charge car, and we just connected, and it started to charge the car from home outlet, and yeah. Yeah, it has small solar, but it's not nothing. Just prototype. Yeah, device is now charging slowly. It's charging slowly. Yeah, and he got call. Let me just a little bit. And I ask feedback now. Okay, there's no voice here.
Do you want a sound?
Okay, I just, yeah. Okay, I just ask feedback. Jose, what you can say about this device?
That's a good deal. It's very nice. For
that's
driving
fine.
longer, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very good.
How do you like it?
I like it.
Yeah.
Very good.
So I wanna show my next design. Okay. So we are going to step to stop this from now. Yeah. Yeah. That we do now. And yeah. Do you have does somebody have any questions?
I love that quote. Jose, he said, that's a good deal. It works. All right.
Just idea, yeah.
All right, Pilat, guess what? You do have some questions here. Let's go ahead and find out what's going on with your renewable charger. Question number 1.
So wonderful. I mean, I see progress every time. So congratulations on your persistence.
Yeah, I didn't sell yet.
That's good.
I'm working with him. We talk. Yeah, I'm working with with him, I need to build 2 missing pieces, and I'm going to provide him to purchase. Like maybe subscription, maybe to just buy it for now.
Here's my quick question. I think it's very beneficial for anybody that's an entrepreneur because persistence is key. And so what I would love to hear from you is what improved for you, or what is your goal from last iteration to this one, and what is the result that you got?
Okay, I started this work 1.5 years ago while I work at company, and my free time after work I did like interesting things like magnetic research and building some 3D, and I just want to create like a universal, maybe for now just for cars, but in future I'm thinking to build a spacecraft like which maybe will fly with, I don't know yet, just attempt.
All right, Dylan, another question.
Yeah, sounds like a good use case for self-driving shoes also, maybe.
Yes.
Definitely. Direct connection.
And I would like to know what is the, it is portable, that is the one advantage using this, or anywhere you can get power through this? Is there any competitor?
Yes, currently I have competitors, but it's another solution. They based on lithium-ion batteries, and yes, this solution is more like smart, and I'm using like less advanced storage like supercards and advanced circuits and advanced like some magnetic what I used before in that motors which I showed, and yeah, just trying to I'm testing for now, building, and I'm looking like I'm checking just what happened and maybe gonna happen. Like.
All right, thank you, Dylan. I know that he will talk all night long. So if you guys want to talk to him afterwards, he has plenty to talk about. This is his life passion here. Thank you, Dylan.
Yeah, thank you.
Next we have Leo. Leo, and it's their first time here, right, Leo? It's his first time here, and he's already speaking. That's great.
That's great.
Yes. Databases at cloud?
Exactly.
So why are you going back? Oh, you already got everything. Awesome.
Thank you. Oops. Hello everybody, my name is Leo. As the more perceptive of you may realize, English is not my first language. So why I'm doing here? Actually, I am enjoying a well-deserved vacation with my wife, Erica. She's over there. And we are enjoying the west coast of US, and of course we came only to enjoy Silicon Valley, so that's our first time here in the Valley. It's our first time here at the Hacker Dojo as well. Okay. Nice. So, who am I? Basically, I'm not like someone that was just driving by. I work with technology. Nowadays, I work with cloud computing. How many of you work with cloud computing? Some hands raised, okay. And about databases, who use databases on your projects? Okay, nice. So I have a kind of a difficult topic here to discuss. Why databases are not cool. So why we hate databases, why we learn to hate databases through time. And I have a theory, I will share my theory with you. And again, food for thought. I'm from Brazil, we are from Brazil. I work with databases since 2006, so maybe a long time, with IT since 2002. And I work with Oracle databases, and then I see the truth, I see the light, and then I switch to open source databases, pretty much PostgreSQL, and that's what I work on. But we are working also on non-relational databases on the cloud. That's the subject of my topic. We will not have the time over there because I will talk for 10 minutes maybe.
Yay, no people.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much. Sorry about it. Okay, so first of all, I would start with a little joke, because when we talk about databases, we are talking about a technology that resists through time. We are talking about something that is out there for the last 40 years, maybe 50 years. So we are, in terms of technology, as far as I'm concerned, in my particular opinion, it's a proven technology, because something that is there for 50 years, it's a very long time for technology. But of course, we don't have only relational databases. We have other types of databases. And every time we talk with engineers and software developers, we have problems adopting different technologies. We have problems talking about, for example, non-relational databases. And why I say non-relational databases? Because at the end of the day, NoSQL, it's not completely right, because non-relational databases can understand the SQL dialect. So non-relational databases, you can use SQL language to interact with them. So NoSQL databases are not a fair name for this type of databases. And what we have so far. So first of all, I prepared this PowerPoint in 5 minutes, so I wasn't supposed to be here talking with you, so be understanding with me. Okay, so relational databases are there long time, and we have the non-relational database. When we talk about non-relational databases, what type of databases are we talking about? We are talking about, for example, key value databases. Okay, key value databases. What the hell is that? Oh, it's live, right? I can use this word. Really sorry about it. It's out there. Okay, so what is a key value database? Every time you scan through a table and, for example, select one particular piece of the data, so select from users table where user ID equals blah, or 1, 2, 3, for example, you are performing a key value lookup. So why we do this on a relational database if we have key value databases in non-relational world? Why we created non-relational databases? So a little bit of story in my 2 minutes and 32 seconds I have left. We created relational databases because storage was really, really expensive. So we take a nice tour in the Computer History Museum, and we saw a 800 pound storage device that cost, I think, millions of dollars, and it could store 1.5 kilobytes. So storage was really expensive in the past. And when we create relational databases, we need to create these databases with this purpose, to minimize data duplication. So that's why we create unique constraints, primary key constraints, and so on and so forth. I will not say all these crazy things, but you understood. So through time, storage gets cheaper and cheaper, so we can have access to different technologies. When we use the cloud, for example, we can use gigabytes or terabytes or petabytes of storage, and we can spend like tens of bucks, like $10, $100. So storage is real, real cheap nowadays. So thinking about this, we need to change a little bit of the way we think about databases and embrace new strategies like the non-relational databases that I was talking with you right now. The CAP theorem. Who knows what the CAP theorem is? Yeah, one hand. Thank you so much, sir. So the CAP theorem is you need to choose. You have three characteristics of the data. You need to choose 2. So you need to choose between consistent, availability, and partition tolerance. So if you have more than one server, if the network goes down, you need to choose between consistency and availability. So for the last 30, maybe 40 years, this is true. This is not true anymore. With the cloud, wow! So we can have consistent and also partition tolerance if you choose the right type of storage, which I can gladly talk with you if you have some seconds before. So if you need to choose between relational and non-relational databases, you can use the pi theorem. That's another theorem. And you need to choose between pattern flexibility, efficiency, and infinite scale. So your developers can use this theorem to choose between relational and non-relational databases again. Database migrations tends to be expensive, error-prone, manual, and time-consuming. So I think food for thought, we need to make this type of things easier. We tried with objectional relational modeling, the best ORM, but this not works at all. So I think we need to work on making databases easy and cool again. And if you guys want to connect with me, this is my LinkedIn, Leonardo, but I go by Leo. So if you guys want to talk about the happy word about databases, I'm here to help you, and I'll be here to the end of the lightning talks. Thank you so much for having me.
Leo, you were talking about your English, man. You speak better English than I do. I love the way you speak. You have really good voice projection. All right, questions for Leo? By the way, remember, it's his first time here, all right? This is amazing. Thank you, by the way. I really appreciate that you came up.
I got a question basically on the relational and non-relational databases. I understand why they came about, the non-relational ones, in history. But what are the main benefits, and in which case would you use one, in which case would you use the other?
Love the question, by the way. I will use pi theorem to answer to you in just a second. So nowadays we have a new type of databases called NewSQL. And it's kind of an advancement of what I will say to you. But until then, we have to choose between infinite scale and pattern flexibility. So if you need pattern flexibility, so your developers doesn't know all the questions they will ask to the database, you should choose a relational database because of the flexibility. So it's much more easier to make a SQL query on a relational database because of the type of the data and how the data is set up in the database. But if your developers know the questions, you can definitely use non-relational database and opt in for the infinite scale part of things. Because relational databases have a really hard time to scale horizontally. So if your application needs to scale, at the end of the day, you can reach a ceiling. With bigger servers, you will not be able to scale anymore, and we will have a really hard time with relational databases. That's why we create non-relational ones. So if you already know the question, for example, we have an API, and this API will access the database, and you know the type of questions you will ask, you can definitely try out non-relational ones.
I see. Thank you.
So, just an observation. I really like the way you put out the axis of pi. Whenever I used to go to Amazon site, and there are 3 options, Amazon Redshift, DynamoDB, and Elasticsearch, it always used to make me wonder, when am I supposed to choose and which? But this makes it so much simpler and so much clearer. So thank you.
So glad to hear that. Thank you.
One more.
What do you think? How was difficult to migrate database from relation to NoSQL?
Okay, so first of all, relational databases work with normalized data. So you need to prepare the data beforewise, and then you insert the data. So it's a very rigid standard.
Okay, let me paraphrase my question. Right now, there are a lot of systems which work in relation. And the question is, do the government, companies, businesses will migrate to the new? And for them, it's how this will cost money for them. Yeah, what do you think about this?
Awesome question. That's why I do every day. I work with database modernization, by the way. So I love this topic, and I don't have time, but I will try to be concise. Yes, they are doing this, but they must be a real reason behind it. So if your system doesn't have the performance or the cost or the reliability, then you have reason to change. If you are good and everything is working and you are paying a fair dollar, that's fine. Keep where you are. But if you have a problem, then you can fix this problem with non-relational or even NoSQL databases. The problem is it tends to be very, very difficult and error-prone and time-consuming. That's what my main focus is right now. Thank you so much, guys.
All right, Leo, thank you. Next we have Uday. User onboarding. All right. You're welcome. And next we have Svik after that, our last speaker. We maxed out on speakers. You know, like literally all these speakers just came out of the woodwork in the last like 2 minutes still. You know, like literally we only had like one speaker. Like, hey, anybody want to talk? You know, we only have one speaker. You know? That's for you folks out on YouTube. It's kind of a little stressful, you know, trying to set this stuff up. So if you want to volunteer and be here, please come on over to Hacker Dojo and take my spot, fill my shoes. I appreciate that. Thank you. Say this is what it is, man. Hey, speaker, you got 1 hour to talk. Go ahead. I think we need to onboard the tablet. A few moments later.
Yeah, no pressure. Oh, it's not.
Oh, plug it in. Got it?
There you go. It's going.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's get a little background in there.
Oh, true background.
Who are you?
Alright, so my name is Ildefonso Prieto. I'm a product growth consultant. I've been doing it for over 6 years, and I've helped a bunch of software products, mainly B2B SaaS, is the industry I work with, right? Okay. Alright, cool. So basically, I'm a huge gamer. I love geeking out on entrepreneurship, startups, data analytics, product, all sorts of that. So just feel free to geek out with me afterwards if you want to. So that's kind of a little intro about myself, but let's just kind of jump into this presentation. So I'm going to be talking about user onboarding. And basically, this is a very prevalent problem for software products. And I noticed this gap in the market, and I want to help with addressing this. All right. So who's ready to start learning on how to convert free users into paid customers? That's the main objective of user onboarding. There's 2 things that will help you out to do. First, convert more users into paid customers, and then help that early retention rate of your product, which is huge for stacking growth. So, I'm going to start with a quote from Patrick McKenzie, who's highly regarded for his conversion rate optimization skills. And it's a very scary statistic. And he talks about software products, and he says that it's very likely that 40 to 60% of free trial users never see the product a second time, which makes that first use of the software really, really freaking important. In a software industry in which people will play with your product for 5 minutes and then just never use it ever again, it is super important to get that first experience with them right. And it's what's gonna make or break your product. It's what's gonna make or break the relationship you have with your user. So it's huge, and that's what user onboarding is trying to talk about. See, most of the time we talk about long-term retention, and with all the sense in the world, because it's the main value, the main validation that your product is actually solving a problem that needs to be solved. But today, I want to focus on activation and early retention. And this is how you get that. Once you have that retention curve with a validated market, this is how you optimize that curve more. So it's like the next step. All right, so the 3 secrets I'm going to be covering today, basically, the first one's going to be about the first user experience of your product and how to optimize that as much as possible. I'm going to share a framework that I use with my clients. Then the second secret is that you don't have to become a super user onboarding expert to get results. You can actually get users to tell you exactly what you need to fix. And then the third secret is how to get more people to actually sign up for your product and understand what your product is about. I need to speed up. All right, so this is just me, some clients, and basically what I want you to think about user onboarding is you're trying to help your users out to understand your product, and you're explaining them how to use it so that they can unlock that growth or that desired outcome that they have, right? So, I'll go backwards. All right, so the first secret is the first user experience framework, and to this basically is 3 simple steps, and what you need to do is look at the first user experience of your product and map out the most important goal that you want people to go through on that experience so that they can unlock the growth from your product. And so to do that, once you have a very defined user onboarding goal for the first user experience, then you can optimize that, and then you will get people to understand your product and actually experience the value of your product. There's 2 main reasons why people will churn from your software is if they don't understand what it is about, or they even thought it was for something else and they sign up and it's just not what they thought, or they see the product, they understand the value, but they don't think that your product is going to be the one that take them where they want to go. So they don't see the product solving the problem. So using this framework, you basically you're able to optimize that and make sure that you're getting the user to experience the value of your product. So again, you define the first UX goal, then you map out the journey from the moment they sign up to the moment they achieve this first win, and then from there you optimize it. And once you have that, I ended up doing a bunch of workshops for people with this, and I noticed I wanted to add an extra step, because it was kind of cool to help people and consult them on it, but I wanted to change their tools and their UX. So I ended up talking with a mentor who helped me out and basically instructed me there's a bunch of tools that you can add to actually use this first user experience that require less money and less time to implement, and then you can add these tools like Abacus and Intercom to really level up your user onboarding. So that would be the 4th step for the framework, and that's just a testimonial. The second, I got 30 seconds. All right, the second secret is basically you need to remote user test. This means that you get users to test your product and you record it. And they will struggle with your product and you will see exactly where they are messing up. And with this, you will be able to make the changes that you need so that you can grow more. And then my final secret, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of going fast because of this 5 seconds. The third secret is just communication framework in which we talk about how to get people to understand your product. And basically what you have to do is define the current situation for your user, the desired situation where you want to take them to, and then how your product bridges the gap. And if you're able to really hone that in on how your product bridges a gap, and you communicate on where you want to take people, then your people will be able to see themselves using your product and finally understand what is happening. Even if it's just a landing page or just a video, whatever it is you used to. But anyways, I ran out of time. I didn't do it right, but if you want to talk more about user onboarding, I'm here afterwards, and I can happy to do a strategy call for you guys.
All right, very good. User onboarding. Thank you. Questions? Perfect. All right, our last speaker we have Sviet, macro and crypto. Another weekly update on macro and crypto. And I've been keeping a track on Bitcoin because it's going down because, with all this SEC lawsuit, I keep pretty close tabs on that kind of stuff myself because I like to buy as Bitcoin when it goes down. It's just my thing. I don't know about you, but that's what I like to do. A little bit of background, please. You want this one?
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No.
So you asked me, I'm doing that. So my name is Svet, and I'm running the company Evernomics.com, where we do digital wealth management for high net worth individuals. So today I'm going to run through usual daily updates, what's going on the markets related to crypto. And I'm usually divided to two graphs. First is positives, second is negative. But today I will add it to the third part because I never spoke about AI, and I probably have to from point of view of the economy. So I will do it very short for introduction, and then I spoke about how economists look at AI. So first positive graph, basically we got economic confidence index going a little bit up, which basically means nothing because you see the curve, we're still down. Moreover, more than 51% of all the Americans now believe that we are in a recession, and that measurement is part of this confidence index. It's included in the metrics. Negative, we got a lot of negativity. Service PMI, it's actually for global PMI, but service PMI is down, global PMI is down. It's a purchasing manager index. It measures the purchasing managers, the people who purchase something in the corporations. So their outlook, very important in terms of forward-looking indicators. They measure how optimistic are business about the future of the economy. So basically they are not optimistic. That's the bottom line. Then trade deficit is up. I'm not going to be drilling about that. That's very controversial because trade deficit in the United States of America basically means nothing because United States of America major export is United States dollars. So however low is however high is the deficit, now it's minus 72 billions. And if historically speaking, it's a kind of high, I mean not high, low, right? But because United States dollars is still in demand, it means nothing. Now I'm getting to NASDAQ. NASDAQ this week, as you see, it's weak, and it was more or less up and down as predicted. Bitcoin goes down again as predicted, and most of that is with technicals, not with fundamentals, because this week was almost void of any substantial news, except of course that Binance was sued and Coinbase was sued. It's actually very surprising to have any impact on BTC. Now, I'm getting to the most important part. So, I got 3 minutes to explain that graph. That graph I composed myself, and I'm very proud about that. Because there is no economist in the world without their own concept or their own theory. That's mine. So basically, on a vertical, there is a dollars, which means basically profits. Very controversial, but I will try to explain why I'm talking about that profit. And then we have a size, meaning company. The size of the company measured in different measurements. You can say like many people, how many people, how big a valuation. I don't want to be too precise. I'm a theoretician. So size means like a big. Here's a small, here's a big companies, right? Here's a big profit, here's a small profit. That's all you need to know. Two graphs. First is described DLT or crypto. Second described AI. So my perception, it's on my theory, is that the profits or economy of scale happens on the opposite direction. It means that the larger the company, the more profits they got from AI. Just an opposite. The larger the company, the less profit it got from DLT. So what we have from economical point of view, we have blockchain companies, AI, struggling to with each other. Sorry, not companies, technologies. Two opposite technologies. DLT was invented to serve small business or basically individuals. How individuals can work together, how they can economize on their strengths. You have many people all across the world, you drastically cut the cost by involving them in your business processes using DLT. In AI, it's just opposite. You cut off your workforce. The larger you got workforce, the more you can cut, right? And the more profitable AI becomes for you. That doesn't mean that we as a small companies cannot extract the value from AI, but As they say, the tide rise all ships. It means that we all got it. So no real profit. Is it understood, right? Although we as individuals, we extract value from AI, but really only corporation winning from it. Bottom line, the optimal way for us to proceed is drive that growth. So first start as DLT, and then on some magical point, I don't know what it is, maybe 7,000 people, whatever, you jump to AI. So basically, you first use crypto, then you forgot crypto, and you go to AI. That's it for today. Thank you. Any questions?
All right, thank you, Sid. And I think it's a wrap, Sid. Thank you. Perfect. All right. Hackers, developers, entrepreneurs, thank you guys for participating here in Lightning Talks. Keep in mind that we do have a YouTube channel. Search Hacker Dojo. These Lightning Talks are all recorded. You guys can find them there. Connect with us on, we don't have that, on Discord. Check out all the meetings on Meetup, Slack as well. And yeah, until next Friday. That's fun. Anything else? No? All right. With that said, till next time, hackers. See ya.